What is up, Internet? I'm Matt Brickman. This is the 734 from WCCO, and it gon' rain. We've got quite a bit of rain in the forecast for later today, so the weather watcher is green with that on the way. Right now, though, just cloudy, 52 here in the Twin Cities, a little bit of a breeze in out of the east. We'll show you where those showers and storms are right now, and they're starting to come together down to our south and west. Quite a bit of lightning here, and there were some signs, at least a little bit earlier on, that some of these could produce some hail. Might be one of those storms just southwest of Mankato right now that might be strong enough to produce some dime-sized hail. As the day goes on, that is going to move closer into the Twin Cities. In fact, I think over the next hour and a half, we'll start to see that rain push up here into the metro. It'll get heavier into the afternoon. I think we're actually going to get soaked in the second half of the day, well into the evening hours, too. Your drive home tonight is going to be slow as that rain should just be pouring down. I think all total, we could see an inch or two of rain through the day today, and that could certainly lead to some ponding, some street flooding. Tomorrow's rain looks much lighter, but just kind of light scattered showers throughout the day, probably a tenth of an inch or less on Thursday. Today is your big rain day. Temperatures pretty similar both days, low 50s for our highs. We do clear out by the end of the week. Sunshine comes back. Friday's gorgeous. Saturday's even nicer. We could actually get up close to 70 by Saturday. Okay, Avengers Endgame comes out in a couple of weeks, and the movie's directors are worried someone is going to spoil the ending for you. Did you see this letter the Russo brothers put out? It ends by saying, quote, "Please don't spoil it for others the same way you wouldn't want others to spoil it for you." So I want your opinion on this. How do you feel about spoilers? Like, if there's something you really want to see, but you haven't consumed it yet, is it everyone else's responsibility to protect you from that? Or is it kind of on you to just avoid spoilers in the world? Like, maybe you stay off social media, maybe you don't Google search Avengers Endgame. Where does the responsibility lie? If you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter, let us know your thoughts and we'll share a few of those responses in about 4 minutes. All right, in the news, some new information from Paris overnight on the Notre Dame fire. There's going to be an international architects competition to rebuild the spire of the cathedral. This is kind of cool. The spire burned, of course, in the massive fire on Monday, but already $1 billion has been raised for restoration efforts. French President Emmanuel Macron says he hopes to have the cathedral rebuilt within 5 years. That's when the Summer Olympics are in Paris. But some experts say it could take as long as 15 years. A lot of people are reading this story on WCCO.com. A St. Paul homeowner arrested for shooting a suspected car thief who ran into his yard. Now, the homeowner has a sign in his window that says, there it is, no trespassing, violators will be shot, survivors will be shot again. The man is doing okay. Police are still working out the details on what happened there. Still a lot of interest, of course, in the Mall of America attack story. Bail has now been set at $2 million for the suspect. Emmanuel Aranda was in court for the first time yesterday. Judge asked him whether he had any questions, in which he replied, not at all. An attorney for the victim's family said the child remains in critical condition. They are asking the public for continued prayers. Scary situation in Colorado this morning. The FBI is searching for a woman they say is infatuated with the Columbine massacre. Investigators say Sol Pais made threats against Columbine High School. Police believe she traveled to Colorado from Florida on Monday and then bought a gun and ammunition. Denver area schools are closed today as a precaution. This Saturday marks 20 years since that deadly school shooting. Okay, back in Minnesota, the Big Lake community is giving back in a big way to 2 kids who survived a fire. They're now out of the hospital and getting support from an unexpected place. They lost their beds in the fire, but a family friend went to Becker Furniture and they gave them 2 beds for free.
I mean, your hearts just pour out to these people. So anything that you can do to help them out and fill that gap is what we want to do.
Children's classmates also wrote them get well messages. Relatives say both acts of kindness are just the tip of the iceberg as to how much support they felt in the community. 2018, not a good year for the Vikes. 8-7-1, missed the playoffs. But new season is almost here, and tonight we'll get an idea of the landscape of that new season. We'll get a new schedule Coming out later tonight, here's what we know so far. You'll have your regular divisional games against the Packers, Bears, Lions, but Vikings are also going to host the Falcons, Eagles again, Redskins and Broncos, along with the Raiders at US Bank Stadium. Tonight, we'll get the official dates and times and figure out how many of these games will be on national TV. Beehive is buzzing this morning after Beyonce's new movie dropped on Netflix overnight. It's called Homecoming and features Beyonce's show at Coachella last year. But oh no, that is not all. Beyonce also dropped Homecoming, the live album, on her husband's streaming service Tidal. Beyonce fans, all the content for you this morning. Okay, this has to be the best video of the morning, maybe the month, maybe the year. Some kids in Texas have some new haircuts this morning. Mom doesn't quite know what to think. Take a look at this.
I'm crying. This is real time. I'm crying because, look, Teddy found the buzz cutter. Eloise, turn around. Turn around. Oh my God, oh my God. Look it. Do you like your haircut? No. Turn around.
All right, that is Steffi Lee's son, Teddy, who gets the blame. Her daughter, Eloise, asks Mom if she can just add some more hair to her head. Family has posted a series of videos after this where they just ended up shaving Teddy's head. Dad joins them too. Oh, what a nightmare. The worst my kids have ever done is like covered themselves in pudding when I've turned my back. We just don't keep razors plugged in around the house. Maybe a good lesson there for Mom. Okay, let's get back to today's talker. Avengers Endgame comes out in a couple of weeks. This thing's gonna make like $1 billion. Everybody is gonna go see it. But maybe you're not going to see it right away and you want to avoid having the end spoiled for you. The Russo brothers, the guys that directed this, are trying to help. They're asking everyone, don't spoil it. Let everyone enjoy it in their own time. So that got me wondering, whose responsibility are spoilers anyways? Should the internet protect you, or is it your job to just kind of block stuff out until you get a chance to see it? Our digital guy Cole is here. Has everyone avoided the internet this morning, or are some people waiting in?
Some people are definitely weighing in. We got Wes Huntington saying, movie spoilers don't bother me, but I had to keep my mouth shut when I saw Star Wars The Force Awakens the day after I saw it on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's tough. They've actually done studies on this that say even if people know what's going to happen, it doesn't lessen their enjoyment of movies or things like that anymore. But actually, I think you want to be surprised, right?
Actually, I had a really personal connection with that comment because I got spoiled to one of Han Solo's, his fate.
Okay. I don't think we can.
It's 3 years
I know, I still don't think we can do it.
But yeah, I didn't give away too much. All right,
okay.
We got Kayla saying, if you must post about it, use spoiler alert so that we know to scroll fast past it.
I think that's right. Yeah, just kind of give a heads up. I think that's fair, kind of the least you can do.
And then we have Hassan saying, I have a 100% ban on visual audio regarding the Avengers. Haha, I even put my phone down when it was shown on the digital update. It's my responsibility, and I wouldn't blame someone else.
That's kind of how I feel like it, right? Like if I am consuming pop culture and I'm really excited about this and I want to protect myself, it's my job, right? Like I just got to avoid it and then go to the theater and be surprised. That is it for now. This is the 734 from WCCO. Most of the Twin Cities are on the go. We are going to be back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, be nice to each other on the internet.